As UNLV begins its fall semester this Monday, the university is still making sure students feel safe after last year's deadly on-campus shooting that claimed the lives of 3 faculty members. Beam Hall, where that shooting took place, opened this month. There are security guards on site whenever class is offered, and there are added surveillance cameras, elevator and stairwell access controls, and enhanced classroom phones to alert people of campus emergencies. The university says only about half of classes normally offered in Beam Hall are being held this semester. UNLV says it is also offering expanded mental health and wellness resources, especially in the first few weeks of school. University Police Services also plans to offer active assailant safety training sessions for students, faculty, and staff.